What is up, gamers? Today we're going to be diving in elbows deep into the toilet that is Daredevil Born Again, seeing if we can't fish out something worth it or just flush the whole thing. Just like Punisher, we're already at level 80. The hand is on the flusher, okay, on the flap, the lever, whatever you want to call it, and we're just looking for any excuse not to flush this uniform. But as it stands right now, this is garbage, and there's no point investing in it whatsoever. And that's crazy because you may be looking at history right here. This may be, very well may be, the worst MCU uniform we have seen ever. Maybe if you go back really far to like 2016 when like Ultron, Age of Ultron came out, maybe one of those uniforms was worse. But in the last 5-6 years, this could easily be the worst MCU main update uniform for the title character, no less. The show's not called Punisher Born Again or Kingpin Born Again. It's called Daredevil Born Again, but I digress. We're going to start off with a very quick amount of testing with just this build here with some 6-star Uru and a mighty CTP of regen with no artifact, although his artifact sucks and they should completely change it because 24% all attack is complete poo-poo. It's garbage. He should have the White Tiger artifact or something even better at this point, and he needs it badly. Normally, I would say queue up the Defenders team in its totality with Luke and Jessica, but in this case, we're only going to bring Jessica. You need to bring Jessica. I think there isn't a team with Daredevil on it that's going to work without Jessica, unless, I mean, yeah, I don't think so. At this point, I don't think so, because she gives kind of like immortality. She gives 95% damage reduction for 10 seconds when you drop below 35%. That only happens once, though, so Daredevil really has to take advantage of it, but it's like pseudo-immortality. Luke Cage, on the other hand, doesn't really offer any interesting Defenders buffs besides the Ignore Dodge, which is not good enough, and he himself is not a good character because this uniform is from 4 years ago. So the cleanse, the debuff cleanse for the leadership is just not worth it. Echo is a much better lead here because she's going to give 60% attack, 60% defense, and for Daredevil, she's going to give the cleanse. The cleanse does not apply to Jessica Jones, but as we can already tell, Jessica Jones is not doing anything on this team except for buffing Daredevil. So this is a full Daredevil showcase. She's also going to give Daredevil 20% chain hit damage reduction, which is huge for PvP. And then she actually also gives 20% ignore dodge. So generally, like genuinely, Maya Lopez Echo is a better lead / support than Luke Cage, which is crazy, but that's because Luke doesn't have a new uniform. Anyway, so that's basically it. We're gonna do a quick little queue up here, just a couple of matches, so you can see just how bad this is for him with a mighty regen. And then, so this is kind of like the baseline. We're gonna get a baseline litmus test for just how bad this is, and then we're gonna go right to the top. We're gonna go brilliant insight on Echo. We're gonna go brilliant liberation on Jessica Jones. And then we're going to go brilliant conquest on Daredevil. And we're going to see with an absolutely, literally maxed out build, aside from the Odin's Blessings, does he stand a chance? And if he still doesn't stand a chance, then I'm probably just going to end the video early. And it would be the most insane indictment of this character. Because, it's unacceptable. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's nice. So... oh, wow. So this Colossus is just going to solo my whole team? No. Okay. Well, we don't have the third skill up right now, which is great. We do get Guard Broke into Hell, and this is kind of what I expected to happen. And this is good. This is a good illustration of why CTPs like Regen do not work. He gets Guard Broken infinitely. I don't even, you know what? I'm not even going to queue up another match here. Regen doesn't give you any Guard Break, Super Guard Break immunity, so it's worthless. So for those of you wondering, oh, but it's a brilliant regen. No, it's just not worth. It's just not worth trying. At minimum, you would have to go with a mighty authority, so that at least that steel proc is going to. Actually, I don't even know if the steel proc gives you super guard break immunity. Let me double check here. It does give you super guard break. Okay, so it does give you super guard break immunity. So I think baseline you'd want is a mighty authority. So let's go back here and test with a mighty authority. And see now, we're just going to do, again, just a couple of matches quickly to see if, when he's not just being guard broken locked, if he actually has a chance here. And Echo survived longer, but she was fighting Colossus, right? She wasn't fighting Sentry. They have to fix the camera angle with Sentry's 5th skill blocking everything. But yeah, okay, so she survived 10 seconds. That's pretty good. Let's see what Daredevil's able to do. Okay, he's able to get 50% off right away, so he gets a nice 50% discount on Sentry's life. He is tanking due to Jessica Jones and the artifact and the CTP, but then he dies. So he actually lasted about 5 to 6 seconds longer than Echo. Echo lasted 10 seconds, he lasted 15, and then Jessica lasted 6. Really exciting stuff here. Obviously still nowhere near good enough, right? And again, remember, Sentry is not number 1, guys. Null is number 1. So we're fighting the second string quarterback, and our team is still losing 36-0. Okay, yeah, that was the obligatory one tap. He got one tapped there, guys. Very cool stuff. Again, this is, you know, sure. We'll do one more. Lex Season's got a good build here. We'll do one more just for fun. Why not? And for those of you wondering, by the way, 5 minutes into the video, why aren't we testing PvE? Daredevil is so bad in PvE. He's so bad in World Boss and GBR that it's offensive. I don't even want to show it on the channel because it offends people when they see it and they get disgusted and they lose their appetite for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So we're just going to skip PvE entirely. You know, we really needed a speed hero. He died again. We really needed a speed hero for PvE. We don't have very many speed hero male humans for PvE. And so, yeah, he would have been great, but unfortunately the devs decided to just give him nothing. Okay, so we're done watching Matt get slaughtered. As fun as that was, we're going to go straight to the top here. We're going to give him a brilliant conquest. This is far beyond the sort of cost of any, you know, sane player. No sane player would actually do this, but if you were the most, well, sure, I'll unequip that. If you were the most die-hard Matt Murdock fan, brilliant liberation with a PvP role, brilliant insight with a PvP role, brilliant conquest, not the perfect role, it's an 80-90 role, so the role could be better, but this is essentially as good as it gets for PvP, aside from having 20 Odin's Blessings. And unfortunately, I don't want to buy the Odin Blessing unequipped pack just for this video. So we're going to have to make do here. She gets wiped in 3 seconds. Wow, that's crazy. Here's the thing, guys. The reason why I'm showing... the reason why I'm showing you this exaggerated build that no one would actually do is to illustrate a point. Nothing you do build-wise can save you from a bad character. If the devs make a character bad, if the devs make a character weak, if the devs make a character shitty, there's nothing you can do. And I mean, sure, there are things you can do in order for you to have personal satisfaction. He finally gets a kill. I'm proud of you, Matt. Holy, and he's dead in 3 seconds. So he killed 1/5 of that team because that was 2 sentries, 2 Silver Surfers, and a Wolverine. Matt Murdock, with 3 brilliant CTPs, is able to take down 20% of this timeline team. Fantastic. You gotta love it, boys. You gotta love it. That's the thing. There's nothing you can do from a competitive standpoint of view, from a meta standpoint of view, if the devs do not give the character a fighting chance. And that's all we're asking for. We're not asking to make Daredevil the best character in the game. We're not asking for them to make Daredevil able to one-shot Null. I mean, I'm sure there's some psychos out there who want that, because they don't understand balancing and sort of like the cost of doing, you know, the character cost. Obviously, Daredevil's a much cheaper tier 4 than Sentry or Null, so he shouldn't be necessarily as good. But he's also coming out almost a year after Sentry. So he's a year newer, and he's worse. Imagine a car dealership that releases a car a year later, and the new car, well, it's a Cybertruck. No, and then, true. And the new car is worse than the older models. It's slower. It has worse gas mileage, or it has a worse EV battery. It's got, you know, stiff steering. It's got fewer features, and it's the same price. Who's buying this? Who's buying that? Well, my dumbass is buying it because I'm testing it for you guys. But aside from people who are either diehard fans or testers, no one should buy this. This is terrible. Genuinely, like I'm genuinely serious. This is one of the worst uniforms I've ever seen for an MCU update, and it's upsetting because it used to be the complete opposite. This is probably his best showing so far, even though he's not killing Sentry. He's surviving. Well, until he pops Wolverine's tier 4 support. But it used to be the opposite, that MCU updates were guaranteed bangers. Even if players didn't like... Let's go down to bronze and see if we can get some kills here. Even if characters didn't like the... Even if players didn't like the character, they knew it's an MCU update. We're getting something meta, right? I can count on this next update, even though I hate whatever, Ant-Man or whoever the update's about, because it's going to be meta. These days, not so much. Loki was barely meta. What If Season 2, barely meta. God, Captain Falcon was garbage. And now we're back here with garbage round 2. So this is pretty disappointing. And again, it's the title character that's getting the shortest end of the stick. Where, you know, Kingpin's okay. Punisher may be fun to play in some limited aspect. What is Daredevil bringing to the table?
Oh, but Alex, he can, my Daredevil one-shotted, this one Adam Warlock?
That's great, man. That's fantastic. I'm happy for you, but we got bigger fish to fry here. He's getting absolutely folded by bronze level players. These are bronze characters, and he just stands there. Yeah, this is just unacceptable. And I know he's not tier 4. So let me go find a non-tier 4 team. All right, here, guys. This is the tier 3 80 Sentry with America Chavez support and, for some reason, Crescent. I'm sure Matt will be able to hold his own against this team as soon as Echo is done playing around with America Chavez. All right, let's take a look here. So his Sentry is going to, unsurprisingly, kill Echo. All right, Matt. Do your thing. Tier 3 versus Tier 3. Come on, Matt. You got this, buddy. It's equal playing ground. The character is 1 year old, Matt. A year old. Come on, buddy. Get a kill. Come on, buddy. You have 3 brilliant CTPs behind you, buddy. Oh, my God. There go. There's no way. Is he actually going to... Is this a standstill or is he going to lose? Okay, he finally gets a kill. Let's go, Matt Murdock. All right, guys. So all you have to do is go to bronze level in PvP with 3 brilliant CTPs and fight a tier 3 level 80 Sentry with Crescent. Hey, guys. Who says this is not meta, guys? This is the new meta. Are you kidding me? Nobody can do it like this. Did you see how fast he killed Crescent? All right, here's another bronze level team featuring 2 tier 3s. It does feature a tier 4 Jean Grey, but this uniform is, I don't know, 2.5 years old. So hopefully Matt can do something. Okay, there we go. He gets a kill. Nice. That's kind of what we expected. That's more along the lines of what we wanted him to do. All right, does he get another kill? Yes, he does. Yes, sir. All right, Sentry. Here we go. Tier 3 versus Tier 3. Okay, not bad. Gets a kill again. Pretty cool. All right, what's going to happen now? Gets another kill. Whoa! Slow down there, champion. Are you going to are you going to solo this team like you're supposed to? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, things are not looking so good. Oh, I think he's got this. All right, not bad. Oh, okay, there you go. So all it takes, guys, all it takes for Daredevil to be good is for you to go down, no offense to Dark Prince here, you to go down to Bronze League, the lowest entry-level league in the game. And then you have to fish specifically for tier 3 teams. Because there's a bunch of tier 4 teams. And they're all going to whip your ass. But you can tier 4, you can find tier 3s somewhere in here, and then you will have a fighting chance. As long as you also have 3 brilliant CTPs, guys. That's all it takes, guys. It's a small investment to make one of the worst characters ever released slightly better. Don't you want to do that, guys? Doesn't that just fill you with so much hype and excitement? Yeah. So that's essentially it, guys. He's terrible. Tier 4ing him, unsurprisingly, doesn't help much. For those of you that are worried, however, that his tier 4, because it gives him Giga Dodge, doesn't apply to his counterattack, it doesn't matter. This is just one small bit of, I don't know if I'd call it silver lining, but it's an important piece of information because I did see a lot of people asking this question before the update went out. So the way that his third skill works is even if you don't get the counterattack triggered, it's still going to hit for the same number of hits and the same amount of damage. You can see here against 3 targets, it's 13 hits. So against 3 targets, it's going to deal 39 hits. As you can see there, 39. And then if you have the counter triggered, it's still 39 hits. One more time. Still 39 hits. So it actually doesn't matter whether the counter attack triggers or not. It's going to give you the same buffs. It's going to give you the same number of hits. The only thing that matters is how fast it triggers. But if anything, considering that his 3rd skill is the only skill that he does anything at all, you actually might want the counterattack not to trigger so that it can come off cooldown faster and sooner to be pressed again. Yeah, it's built in. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to test this here. We're going to turn on the AI. We're going to press the tier 4 skill, which gives him the Giga Dodge. And as you can see there, even with the Giga Dodge with 3 seconds left, he still has enough, like he's still able to trigger the counter attack. So there you go. It triggers one way or another, whether it's from him getting hit or whether it's from him just, wearing out the counter, like getting to the end of the skill in terms of the timer. So that's good. That's great. But he sucks. He's garbage. So there's no way I'm tier 4ing this dude. There's no way I'm giving him more of a build. I'm ripping this stuff off immediately. There's really no point in testing it, testing anything else, because he's so fragile in both offense and defense that there's no argument to be made for, oh, maybe a greed or maybe this or that. I think your best bet, if you really want to use him, is probably just to give him something like a Mighty Authority or maybe a Mighty Egg, which gives him more healing and some, again, access to Super Guard Break immunity if he has the Vitality proc. And then, again, pair him with Jessica Jones. That's honestly what I suggest. And then just leave it at that. And leave him as a level 70, level 80, tier 3. But, again, that's if you love the character and you absolutely have to use him. If you don't, for whatever reason, thankfully, you can just skip this. This is 100% a skip. And they need to buff him massively. I don't even want to get into the details. Commander would probably do a better video on this of what they need to do to fix him, but it's tremendous. It's tremendous. For sure, they have to add the healing. So he doesn't have any healing. He only has healing based on his dodge. They should probably add like a 15 to 20% heal minimum on his 3rd skill because that's the skill that he uses the most. And then they need to give him more defensive layers. He doesn't have enough defensive layers. The 70% ignore dodge is nice, and the damage reduction is nice, but he needs more. He needs like guaranteed dodge. He needs, the Giga Dodge from a real art. Oh, yes, guaranteed dodge. Sorry. He needs like the Giga Dodge from the artifact that he should have gotten. He needs some other layers, some other something to make this worthwhile. Because right now it's pretty bad. It's pretty embarrassing, and yeah, there's just not much else to say. Maybe if the other defenders get uniforms in the future and those uniforms are insane, maybe it will help Daredevil out. But that's kind of pathetic, right? To undercook a uniform this badly. Like Daredevil was performing almost as badly as Echo until we went down to tier 3 80s. Then he was performing better, but against tier 4s, they're basically just doing the exact same thing. And again, this uniform is a year old. It's a year old for a character who's also a leader and support. She has other functions. She's actually a support character. She's actually a leadership. She has other uses. He's completely useless as a support and as a leadership. So if the only thing he can do is damage, and he can't even do damage, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here, right? A damage dealer that dies instantly is worse. He's actually the worst character on this team because Jessica Jones is providing a useful buff. Maya Lopez is providing a ton of buffs. And his only job is to do damage, but he dies instantaneously. So there's no point in dealing damage. He can't deal any damage when you're dead. So yeah, it's Daredevil dead again, basically. Long story short. So yeah, I was really hoping that we would see some better stuff here, but having to go down to bronze and having to fish for opponents is really like the absolute bottom of the barrel. And again, guys, remember, I'm not doing this with like average card stats. This is a whale account. So we are stacking this shit so much. It's such a bias comparison, and he's still barely able to beat teams. Barely. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely just embarrassing stuff from the devs on this one. I'm embarrassed. Anyways, guys, leave me in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.